also like, the days of the Trocadero and, unfortunately like the playroom got pulled down just before I could go to it. Like, I'm just like, God damn it. But Chockers, the playroom, the live music venues are just gone. Like it's the Chop House. Like, yes.
That was the greatest
Wasn't
place.
it so much fun? I loved it.
Do you remember it was an old seafood restaurant, so it had like a creaky floor, railings that were loose.
And it was all odd.
Old boots. Oh, damn, Mark Duckworth. Give me a kiss. Yeah. Come here, you champion. Oh, I had such a good time there.
Yeah, same. And that's the thing, like you could play pool but still see a band. Like, and it was just so nice and quaint and everybody knew everyone. You walked in the door and all the people behind the bar and half the people that are in the building. Yeah. We don't have places like that anymore here, which sucks. No. Because they've torn them all down to put in frickin' soul buildings and this person's building and that person's building because they can get more money off accommodation. Yeah. We've got so much accommodation.
I went to this place. I got invited by my friend, right, to be. It was on a Sunday. Come down, and I thought it was in the old Chevron building.
Renaissance?
No, remember the Titanic bar or something like that. Like
what is now
Helm?
That's
Helm.
it. Yeah,
I thought it was there. No, it was something else just near there. And I went into this place, and I went.
It's not Cocoon, is it?
Yes. Yeah. Have you been there?
I haven't been there. I don't want to walk in there. I'm scared.
Well. The world is so weird. And again, I'm not trying to put anyone down, but this is what happened.
Okay.
All white, filled with day beds, okay?
Right.
And I instantly saw everyone had ridiculous fake tan and all white. If you're a guy, you were really tattooed up and in the
short
shorts, yeah.
With the tight t-shirts.
And the girls were, like your classic blonde and fake boots, and I'm not trying to put anyone saying in the middle, but it was a really strange place. And the like you walk down these steps, it feels like a catwalk, and you can only stare at people who walk into the place.
Yeah, that's not right.
And there's a DJ there, this girl who just looked like a model.
Okay, of course.
And
probably wasn't even DJing.
I don't
probably
think
your
so.
track.
I really don't think so. Anyway, so there's my mate over there. Hey mate, I'll be over in a minute. It's your birthday, okay. I can see he's drinking Corona, so I go over to the bar. 2 Coronas, thanks, mate. Cool.
As you do.
$24.
Are you joking?
$24. So I had another one after that, $36, right? And anyway, everyone's drinking $16 champagnes, right? And I'm just looking, and they're all young. Here's the thing, it wasn't like old, it wasn't like Marina Mirage.
Like 30, 40.
No, these were all the beautiful 20-year-olds, the DJ
Where
set.
Where the frick is the money coming from?
I don't know. People running in and out of the
Oh, Jesus.
But it was just, again, I was just thinking, far out.
When I was 20, I was at the party drinking $1 frickin' bourbons because that's all I could afford.
Yeah. Well, I often say that when we do these cover band gigs, be it Canungra, right, on Friday night, just now.
Yeah.
I remember when I grew up in Springwood in Brizzy. As soon as you left high school, the first thing you do would find your nearest pub and just drink. You know, it was the nearest one, and you drink.
It doesn't matter.
You're with everyone. But I find myself now playing in these pubs or anything, and there's not a single kid. It's really strange.
Because they're going off to places like this and spending $16 on a frickin' champagne.
Or like $25 on a pinger or something. Yeah.
Exactly, which is just ridiculous. But they're the ones that are there for the pseudo DJs or the pseudo whatevers. And it's all for show. And that's the thing, because in my mind, they have nothing else for themselves. And they're not true to themselves. Yeah. This is the thing, because they're following herds and they're following other people that... For what reason? Yeah. But that's what they know, because of the society, of what has happened, technology, all that sort of thing. I mean, I could rant about this for hours. Yeah. But it is.
How do we cash in on it? That's what I kept thinking. Honestly, I keep looking, going, all right, just like on the weekend, the days of live drum kits, which feels so good when you're singing. It just feels so good. The pressure coming off the kick drum into your back, and when you hit accents, like bang, bang, they really accent.
Or that bell sound on the top of the cymbal where you start driving. It's just sick.
And like on Sunday, that we had probably 50 eyes just on us all day.
Yeah.
People were entertained. The human nature of going, wow, people are dancing like bell ends up there.
I know.
I know. And that'll never go away.
No, exactly.
So how do you create something that is for these new kids? So it's that can be on these Gold Coast stages now that isn't so loud, but you still get that perform.
Change the history of technology. Change history of technology, because I think that's the downfall, is because everybody expects everything to be so overproduced and over. I mean, you look at the music industry these days, and what's in the top of the charts. Gone are your days where you have musos with real instruments, like, your Iggy Pops and your Pink Floyds, and, even like Living End and stuff like that. Like, I freaking love those guys.
Yeah.
And it's so good to see them when they do bring out new stuff and it does make it into the charts. It's like, yes, people that can freaking play, and they play live and stuff like that. But it's not necessarily, it's always the alternative charts, and which is what it is, because they're all bands, Yeah. But I think that's unfortunately what it is these days, is that in saying that, I've noticed, because I also do a lot of cabaret stuff on the side, I've been noticing a lot more people going to see live things because they want that interaction. They're sick of staring at a screen and not having that one-on-one connection with somebody. It's such a different, people want that personal thing with that person on stage and feel like to be a part of what they're doing and a part of their life. So I've noticed that in the last year, more people are going out. Like the Powerhouse has amazing things on. And they've got shows from everywhere in the world. And it's packed. It's great. And people want that now, want that much more. In saying that, the Gold Coast is a different world. Entirely different world. Brisbane, you can go out, like they had a mariachi band, I think it's on Tuesday nights at Brooklyn Standard. And then the next night they've got a country band. And it's like, it's always really full. People up there, it's here. It's just here.
I wonder if there's, this is stupid. I wonder if there is anything to do with, you're a tourist and you are so sunburnt.
Possibly.
You're just drunk by 8 and like, dude, I'm out. I cannot.
But then what about the locals? That's the thing. Like we have such a big population now. I know. It's massive. So much more, but still nothing.
And as
you said,
I can be at the Currumbin Creek Tavern, which there are thousands of people, believe it or not, in this suburb. But the nearest pub that any of these kids can go to, just none. So it's odd.
It is odd.
It's odd.
It's a funny place. And I mean, I don't think it ever used to be. Well, I mean, I was probably way too young to realise, and it wasn't until probably 15 years ago that I was actually gigging around here. So, but even so, in the last 5 years, I've seen such a shift.
Yeah, me too.
And things, and it's but again, everything's getting closed down. Everything's getting noise restrictions. Oh my God, it's beyond a joke. It takes one person to make a complaint, and then it's the venue that's investigated.
One person.
One person.
That is so ridiculous. It could be the other venue.
They don't even check up on the person. It's screwed. I mean, it's not here. This is in Brisbane. I'm doing a show up there called Avenue Q. I'm doing a musical theatre show. And one of the main characters, it's all puppetry work, which is fantastic. Wow. Different kind of musical theatre too. Anyway, in the theatre, it's Brisbane Arts Theatre, and it's been there for 80 years. It was built 80 years ago. It's been operating as a full theatre 4 or 5 nights a week for 80 years solid, except for the time it got burnt down. Anyway, it's residential there. It's in Petrie Terrace. So obviously there's lots of houses built up around there and everything. They get noise complaints nearly every other night from the residents, even though the theatre's been there and running for 80 years, and these people are just residents that have moved in the last couple of years. Oh, because the people out the back are too loud. Your cast is too loud at the back at 9:30 at night for 20 minutes while interval's on. Unreal, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know what has been happening lately too is developers can own, like, they can buy something right next door to it and give the complaints to get it shut down. Just keep wearing on places. Yeah, because that would be that would be the most valuable bit of property. Imagine that, Petrie Terrace.
Yeah.
So it could be just a developer ringing, going, and he owns a place. Yeah, he bought something for $1 million. Oh, it's nothing. Yeah. Just keeps ringing. We had a TV commercial, and we had to spend about $2,000 to prove to one person why it needs to stay on TV. And it was one person, and it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, money is a stupid thing. It really is.
If everyone knew that, you could really shut down your competitor in business.
Yeah, and that's it.
All the time. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, craziness. Absolutely craziness. But yeah, but it's like everywhere down here. I mean, places like that have been had live music for years and years and years. Same thing. Takes one freaking person to go, yeah, it's too loud, they're over the decibel limit, which they wouldn't even know about.
Yeah.
Or there's other venues that have no idea what the dB limit is, and then they're like, oh, you're too far, too loud. Well, what's your dB limit? Quite happy to play under it and play with it. That's fine. Yeah. Wouldn't have a clue. Then how am I meant to know what to do? Yeah. Help me out. I
don't know. Whenever I'm in a bad mood,
Yeah, exactly. Or they have a noise limit of like 86, and it's like, you do realise that's a crowd of people talking. I don't know how we're going to do a 5-piece here.
When did you first was 007?
Triple O.
Triple O.
Yep.
Yeah. 007.
Yep.
Was that your first? Or what I thought was really cool about you the other night, which I didn't say before, is I messaged you and said, hey, secret audition.
Yeah.
Do you want to come along? You know, and you said exactly this, and it was actually really cool. I don't think I'll ever forget it. Yeah, I'll do an audition. You know, you said it in a different word. It was more like auditions are really good for you.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone is frightened of auditions.
I know.
And getting knocked back.
Yeah.
And
I think I've gotten to the stage now, and I mean, of course, I still hate getting knocked back. Don't get me wrong. I've gone for a lot of things. Like I just recently put in 2 audition applications to auditions for one was for Kinky Boots, which is in Sydney next year, and also We Will Rock You. I haven't heard a thing back. Right. They don't want me for the audition. I put in an application 2 years ago for Rocky Horror as Columbia or Magenta. Wow. And they had prerequisites. So they had, certain height requirements, certain look requirements. I had to obviously sing between this and this. You also had to do this, and this. But you also had to have a Twitter following of a certain amount of people. Wow. And I'm going, tick, 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 tick. Yeah. Do you think I got an audition? Didn't even get a foot in that door. And I'm like, what more do you want? You know what? Fuck yeah. I'll just keep doing what I do.
Wow.
Yep. And that's how it is. And if you're not, and I remember a casting director said to me one day, he goes, what are you? Professionally, what are you? And I'm like, oh God, is this a trick question? I'm like, I'm a musician. And he's like, well, no. What do you do more than often? I'm like, I shower. And he's like, well, okay, all right. He goes, what else? And I said, well, I audition. He goes, you're a professional auditioner. And that's what happens. As an actor, as a musician, you are. Yeah. You audition. I mean, most of us audition on average once a week for things. Yeah. And you get to a stage where you go...
Not even.
Yeah.
Only, I would say the top level would...
Oh,
because everyone else would just sort of... They might... Oh man, so many no's
but then there's other people that just keep charging, and I'm one of these people that.
But you would bet. I would bet that there'd only be in your industry that might only be 30 people. Think about that. 30 to 100 of thousands of people who are every day going to agents.
A certain percentage, a small percentage. Like I'm on every day online looking for auditions, looking for this. I'm subscribed to this casting agent, that casting agent. Send emails, just seeing what's going on. Like today, I just sent an application, my CV down for Aladdin next year. So I mean, that's 4 in the last 3 months. That's 4 musicals for Sydney that I've sent applications off. If I don't hear anything, I don't hear anything. I don't get an audition. Yep. If I do, I go down, I audition. If I don't get a part, cool. That's all right. I'll just move on to the next thing, which is something that I've always done. And also, I think lucky for me, again, I said, thank you, as having parents in theatre, I always knew how it worked. I always knew what to expect. And I always knew that it wasn't going to be an easy road at all. And it is one of the most stressful. I think there was an article I was reading saying that being an actor, I'm putting actors and musicians in the same sort of field because primarily it is the same thing. Well, not the same thing, but it is the same thing. That it is one of the most stressful lifestyles, as up there with ER doctors and lawyers and everything.
People are looking at you, they're judging you.
Yep, consistently.
And if what did I do wrong?
Yep,
what
if you
am
fuck
I doing
up,
wrong? You may have 20 no's in a row.
Yep.
Like,
if not more.
What is wrong with me? Yeah. Yep. I think that's why it's important to sing in a cover band, perhaps, because you can still get your applauses every week. But also, and you're working on your voice and you're constantly getting better.
And that's the other thing you are. You're working and you're keeping yourself oiled, and that's great, and that's what you want. And if anything, it keeps you active. And if people see that you're active, then they're like, well, she's working consistently. We have to book her in for something, you know? So it just, if she's getting booked, then she's obviously a bookable person. So, you know, it works.
You know, but here's a